All right, so let's take a look at the most recent repair that I performed at work. So this is just a key fob, nothing out of the ordinary. You got your lock, unlock, trunk, and alarm button. So the customer sent this in to us claiming that the unlock button did not work. So the button is actually right here. It's a little tactile switch. It gets pressed, and what it does is it shorts out a couple points. So we actually could not find these buttons with our supplier, so we asked the customer if we could steal the alarm or the trunk release button. And they actually said, yes, you can take the trunk release button. So what we did is we actually desoldered this button over here, which is basically like this guy sitting on that point, and replaced it in the middle here. But once we did that, it still did not light up. So if you take a look, what happens when you hit it is there's a tiny little LED that lights up. So if we take a look under the scope, line this up. So if you press the button, you can see the LED. So once we replaced this middle button here, it would not light up. And so if we zoom in to this silver point, which if I can align this. So this silver point right here is what's called a via. That's also a via, the little circle, another via, another via. Those go through the board. And so once we connected the via to the switch, unfortunately, it still did not work. And so if we flip the board over to see where that goes to, it goes underneath this I believe it's a crystal of some sort, and unfortunately, that crystal is in the way, so you can't see where it actually goes to. So I soldered a lot of wires around to all these adjacent traces. So that one there, and then this test point here. None of those worked. Finally, I figured out that it was this guy right here, this trace. You can see it sneaks right underneath this. So once we flip the board over, we bypass that whole via, and then when you press this button, let's see if we can line it up. Once you press that button, the LED in the corner lights up. Perfect. But in order to do so, I had to run this tiny little jumper wire all the way around the board to this switch, which effectively just shorts out 2 pins. So it shorts out the other side of the board to this ground point. And if you take a look at that outside the scope, it is very small. It goes to the other side of the board. And now this customer will have a working key fob. We saved him about $200.